Hey everybody, how you doing? It's been a tough week for Raider Nation on top of losses both to the San Diego Chargers on Monday night last week and yesterday's loss uh, in a disappointing fashion to the Chicago Bears, and a quarterback that I think the Raiders should have taken, Justin Fields. Sandwiched in between those events on the field was the claim that back in 2011, Jon Gruden wrote an email to Bruce Allen that made fun of National Football League Players Association Executive Director DeMaurice Smith's lips. And stupid, yeah. Inappropriate, absolutely. It connotes also racist in terms of what it connotes, yeah. It was a kind of unconscious act to do, which brings up a lot of questions. For me, I'll just tell you what I think. It was 10 years ago. My thought is, look, I think Mike Florio over at Pro Football Talk raised the right question. Why, of 650,000 emails, did that one come up and was made public when the whole idea was for the whole cache to be private? That's the first question. But obviously, the cat's out of the bag, and there is a want to do something about it. But before people go a step further, there's two primary points of information I want you to consider. First of all, if Jon Gruden were truly racist, he would not have backed at all Avis Davidson to be Tampa City Council member, which he and his wife Cindy did in 2016. They raised $8,000 for a black Republican woman to run for city council. She lost. She raised $65,000 total, but was outraised by the incumbent and lost. And yeah, Jon is known for Republican giving to, I think, basically every, what you might call rhino type candidate anyway. Okay, that's another story. I'm not a Republican, I'm a Democrat. But someone who's truly racist doesn't do that. And in my own personal experience with Jon, which goes back to 1998, I can't draw up any point where I thought, this dude's racist. Now, I remember, and we have to think hard about something, it begs the question. That's really a good example. So I'm not even going to bother. Well, I will, since I said it. I remember at the NFL draft, I was trying to get his attention. It was like, he was in a hurry or something. But he was also on the clock for ESPN. It was new to him. And when I finally did give him a play to remind him, he goes, oh, yeah, okay. So that was around that time when he had just gotten hired to be on Monday Night Football. He was also doing the draft and just getting his broadcast sea legs wet. So I never thought of revisiting that. All I know is what I wrote about Jon recently when I wrote the introduction of my playbook, The Eagle Offense for the NFL. Jon Gruden is the only person who actually paid attention and has always been the only person who actually paid attention to my football ideas. And that goes back to 1998. Now, he could treat me like, well, you're a black guy and you don't know anything. Okay? I never got that from Jon. I never got that feeling from Jon. When I saw him at the Raider party when he returned as coach, it was great to see him. And it was the one love. If you were there as a Raider fan at Ricky's, rest in peace to Ricardo, it was one love, okay? I never got that from Jon at all. When I think of racism, this is what I think of because I've been alive since 1962. What you're about to hear, this is Al Campanis, who actually played with Jackie Robinson this is April 6th of 1987 on Nightline. Listen to this.
Why is it that there are no black managers, no black general managers, no black owners?
Well, Mr.
I'll play that again in case you didn't hear it well. One more.
Managers, no black owners.
Here goes.
Why is it that there are no black managers, no black general managers, no black owners?
Well, Mr. Koppel, there have been some black managers, but I really can't answer that question directly. The only thing I can say is that you have to pay your dues when you become a manager. Generally, you have to go to minor leagues. There's not very much pay involved. And some of the better known black players have been able to get into other fields and make a pretty good living in that way.
Yeah, but you know in your heart of hearts, and we're going to take a break for a commercial, you know that that's a lot of baloney. I mean, there are a lot of black players, there are a lot of great black baseball men who would dearly love to be in managerial positions. And I guess what I'm really asking you is to, peel it away a little bit. Just tell me, why do you think it is? Is there still that much prejudice in baseball today?
No, I don't believe it's prejudice. I truly believe that they may not have some of the necessities to be, let's say, a field manager or perhaps a general manager.
You really believe that?
Well, I don't say that they're all of them, but they certainly are short. How many quarterbacks do you have? How many pitchers do you have that are black? It's same.
Yeah, but I
thing
mean, I got to tell you, that sounds like the same kind of garbage we were hearing 40 years ago about players when they were saying, not really cut out. You remember the days, hit a black football player in the knees, and no, that really sounds like garbage if you forget to say so.
It's not garbage, Mr. Koppel, because I played on a college team, and the center fielder was black, and then the backfield at NYU with the fullback who was black. Never knew the difference of whether he was black or white. We were teammates. So it just might be that why are black men or black people not good swimmers? Because they don't have the buoyancy.
Oh, it may just be that they don't have access to all the country clubs and the pools.
Do you see that? Okay. That got Al fired. All right. The firing was swift and definite. Okay. There's no question but that is racism. All right.
The Al Campanis program was particularly
hold on a second.
curious because we had
kill that one. Sorry about that. So my point is, I haven't actually seen the email that he wrote. I understand there's a photograph that goes with it, but what it was immature. I met DeMarie Smith. I met D. Smith a lot. I like him a lot. He's a smart guy. And I don't know why it would be in John's head to do that, except my immaturity. When I was in school, they used to make fun of me for having air scoop ears, right? People who are immature make fun of your features. And that's what John did. Now, was it immature? Yeah. Did it happen a long time ago? Yeah. Did it happen when he was in the employ of the NFL? Some people say no. But technically, yeah. Why? Because he was working for an NFL partner. He was working for ESPN and ABC Cap Cities, which were part of the NFL family. All right. Then. But I don't know what these other emails have sent. All I know is that John has done enough and been enough of a person, in my view, to does he have a problem with the unconscious racism? Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's not at the level. I'm trying to give you range, okay? And I say that for one reason, because of the way he brought in Mike Mayock, and then Mike Mayock brought in this guy named Nolan Malarkey, who's a known NFL draft evaluation racist, okay? And I'm thinking, why do you have a guy like that on your staff? It's stuff that kind of makes you wince, like, all right. But do I know Nolan? No. Do I know what's in Nolan's heart? Only what he writes, and it's been pretty bad about some black quarterbacks. This guy works for John and Mike Mayock. Okay. So, and then of course they're coordinators, right? The last black coordinator he had was Willie Shaw, David Shaw's father. And the idea was, you let go, and the idea was, hey, you can't stand a strong black figure, all right? But what year was that? That was way back in 1998. See, in my view, you have to give a person a range and room to change and improve. And in today's hyper media environment, there isn't a person around in any orbit that has not said something that offended another person in some kind of way. I think we are a little too sensitive, and rather than asking for the appropriate apology, we are too quick to want to fry somebody and burn them at the stake. And it's easy for somebody to get on a social media platform behind a two-dimensional wall, if you will, and write things. You have no idea who that person is, what they've done. That person who's writing that stuff on Twitter could be a serial killer themselves. Okay? So we need to discount what people say on social media and prize what people say in person to each other and the code of honor that people form by their words in person. Too often we don't do that. We're more content to read something without knowing the context or what the person said or what they really did or the full universe of who they are. That's why I mentioned John, because I'll be honest with you, when I first found out the news about John, I thought at the time, before he was the head coach, I thought, God, it would be great if the Raiders had somebody black as head coach, but I thought, oh, it'd be great for John to get the job. So I was conflicted because I've known John. And Eric Young goes, hey, Eric, how you doing? Because I know John, okay? Is this the Eric Young? Do you want to make a video comment on this? If you do, if this is the same Eric Young that I think it is, who was a vlogger for us, you're certainly welcome to grab the link and chime in, because I'd like to know your thoughts, video wise, right? But your call. Anyway, but I use Al Campanis as the standard. But here is what Al Campanis did should be used as a comparison for today, because he had no idea that what he was saying in his mind was racist. But it was. It was just a casually expressed racism. Now, from that perspective, I have never heard Jon Gruden say or do anything close for that, okay? Nothing, all right? Oh, yeah, it's the other Eric Young. Gotcha. Never have. And I cannot think of a situation where I was uncomfortable with John from a standpoint of race, okay? And Eric Young says, hey, Zenny, it's mixed emotions. You got Keyshawn Johnson for Jon Gruden to be fired, but Tim Brown defending him. But Eric, I don't look at, and Eric, I would actually prefer, since you're one of our vloggers, I would prefer that you grab a link and do the video rather than the comment. I mean, you should know that by now, all right? Color me Oakland, I'm not going to have you on audio, all right? If you cannot show your face, forget it, all right? You got to show your face here. If you're going to grab the link, you show your face. That's the way we roll here. I don't do that other thing. No passive aggression, all that. Okay. All right. All right. So, how you doing?
Good.
Outstanding. What's your name?
Nguyen.
Again? This pretty name. What is that?
Nguyen.
Lillian, that's a beautiful name. What is that?
Vietnamese.
I love that. Hey, what do you think about this situation?
Well, can you give me, if you don't mind taking just like 30 seconds to a minute to give me what came out of his emails?
You mean what came out of it? You mean in terms of punishment? Nothing at this point. Is that, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the context of his email, like what was in his emails that people are saying is racist?
That he put a criticism and a kind of a making fun of DeMaurice's features, his lips.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like a couple of things. I feel like there should probably, and I don't know where and how this is implemented, but there should probably be something in place that allows for people to transform from maybe having stereotypes and bias and attitudes towards sort of transformation, right? Through whatever process that is. But I just had a little disagreement in terms of, because he gives money to a Black person, he's not racist.
No, I think more. Go ahead, but I want to hear you out because I think
Okay,
I
yeah.
want to.
Because I feel like money is so subjective, and in the end, you kind of can use money toward whatever end you want to achieve, right? So you could be
That wasn't what this was.
okay,
I mean,
but I was just going off of what I heard you what the it says in sort of what your heading says. If Raiders coach Jon Gruden is racist, why did he back Black GOP woman?
right, back, and that's what the question you should be asking is, what does it mean to back? And here's the answer.
Okay.
Have you ever staged a political fundraiser for anybody?
No, but I participated in them.
Okay, so my point is, staging a political fundraiser. I did that for Gilda Gonzalez, among other people, in Oakland. Okay, it means that you have to advocate for other people to come to your place, meet that person,
Yes.
give, and okay, it's different from giving money. You're putting your face out there, your full faith and credit of who you are, to say that among all the constellation of people for office, this person is the best.
Okay.
That's like me saying, hey, I want you to be a mayor of Oakland. Here's why. I get all of my friends together. We bundle money. We give them to you. That's different. I'm putting my face out there, my time, my effort, my house, everything, right? That's what the Grudens did for her.
Yeah. But I also say toward what end, right? I think that just because, well, I mean, I always think about this during this election, right? I think about the Candace Owens. I think about others like the African American Republican that died from COVID, who was at the Trump rallies. I can't remember his name. So I feel like if you support harmful policies that have the impact that are racist in many ways, and then if you say, hey, I'm going to, because I support someone that's Black that believes in the same policies that may not even serve that person or serve the community they live in, or maybe, what have you. I feel like that's subjective. You know what I mean? And then it goes into to me, the idea of racism is a system. And sure, there's like interpersonal, like this person doesn't, but I feel like it's more about the system that leads to the policies that have the largest impacts. And if those policies are racist and those are policies you support, and then you use a figurehead, which there's a lot of grifters, right? We know that on YouTube, there's a lot of grifters. I can name many, but I won't because it's not necessary. But I feel like rather than saying because I give you money or because I back you, but I say toward what end, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I disagree. And the reason I do is because, look, I'm a big D Democrat, although I don't like the way I my thoughts in my direction, some people would criticize. But these are small lines, small divisions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is in this, it's the gray area. And we're really talking about the gray area. The bottom line is he and his wife decided to take their energy, time, and effort and money and back a black candidate. Not only that, because you don't agree with that black candidate's point of view is so, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. A person has a right to be black and Republican. Hello?
Oh, I totally agree with that. And I have
So-
Republicans in my family. Some of my best friends are Republicans.
See? So that's my point. My point is, that's my point. My point is, in a perfect world, the Michael Steeles of the world should be, if he wants to be president of the Republican Party, which he was at one point, he should be that without somebody undermining him. It was the undermining where the racists came out. All right? So my point is, Jon Gruden, from the perspective of wanting to have more blacks in the Republican Party, was part of that group that was saying, hey, you know what? We need to change this, and I'm going to back that. All right? My point is, when a person is racist against somebody black, they don't do things like that. Now, what I think that he did with DeMaurice Smith was immature. I think I lost her somehow. Great exchange, but hope she comes back. But I think it was immature. But again, it seems like we're getting to this point in our society where we're almost splitting hairs over what racism is and what racism is not. All right. And here she goes. Okay. Oh, got you back.
Sorry, it cut me off. Sorry
It
about
happens. Yeah. I figured it might. Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying is that I think we're getting to this point in our society where our sensitivities are such. Look, I was born in '62. Okay. Where our sensitivities are such that we want to cut, we want to do the Marie Antoinette, cut them off the head, right, and do that sort of thing. Now, because it happened so long ago, and so I that's why it's, and plus I know Jon, and as I said before, I think you chimed in. I've known Jon since '98, and I've never been in a situation where I felt like, oh, this guy is racist. Now, I felt like some of the people at the seat at the media table were racist in the media. We have a bigger problem with a media that's overarchingly white, and us, outside of me, which I have a media company, doing the work. I don't know who you do, doing the work to actually build media to allow us to tell our stories like you're on telling your story. By the way, are you a Raider fan? Give us, where are you located? You're in Oakland. You're in Oakland. You're in Oakland.
I'm in Oakland, and I'm a New England Patriots till I die.
What the heck? How did you? What?
Yeah.
How?
I came
Excuse
from
me,
the East
Tucker.
Coast.
This is Raider country. What are you doing? What is wrong with
I mean,
you?
I'm sorry.
How do you do this?
I kind of base it on if a team wins or loses. So
you're a front runner.
yeah, fair weather fan.
You're honest about it. You're honest about it. I can't fault you. I prize honesty above all else. So what's wrong with the Patriots? They don't have Brady anymore. Are you still a Patriots fan? Are you a Bucs fan now?
Yeah, I am. And I guess he went to Boston recently. I guess it wasn't that bad of a Boston fans are, they are really, what'd you say?
Are they racist or?
No, they're very committed to their team, and but I feel like wait, where are they? That's how much of a fair weather fan I am. I basically know when a team hits the Super Bowl, and then if it's New England Patriots, I support them. If not, I don't know what's happening.
So let me ask you, how do you feel about the NFL? Should Oakland try to bring the NFL back, and how do you feel about Howard Turner on the A's?
Well, I feel like, is that actual a possibility to bring them back?
It is if we try.
Yeah, I feel like I would love to have it back. I know what it does to like a community, but my only, and I feel like there could be funding for it. My only issue is with everything going on in the city that I feel like other issues need to be prioritized. But if we could find the money outside of like, I don't know, what the estimates are for the project, but I just don't feel like we should fully support. I feel like we could support in some regard, like maybe I don't know what the estimates are. Of
I,
course,
I
I
guess
know you.
I guess my feeling is there isn't anything on the table because the current administration doesn't even have the intellectual horsepower to even try. I'm just saying that bluntly on the table, okay? But
Yeah.
as I was saying to people before, the reason why the Raiders are in Las Vegas is because long before the Raiders decided to even try to move at the behest of the league, or really vice versa, so Mark Davis tried to the league into it. But Las Vegas and Nevada had its focus to bring the NFL there. They didn't have a team in mind at the time. This goes back to 2013
Hmm.
when a number of UNLV boosters, including the now late, rest in peace, Sheldon Adelson of Las Vegas Sands, all UNLV alums wanted to build a stadium for UNLV. That's really how this started. But
Mm,
back of their mind, actually written into studies, was, well, it should be expandable for the National Football League. The point I'm making is they had an objective to say we're going to do this, and that's how everything went. The way it went. Uh,
hmm.
it's different from us. When we brought back the Raiders, we didn't change the stadium to make it state of the art. We brought it back to do the minimum to bring the Raiders in. We even,
Hmm.
I think when the Raiders left, this year, there was still something like 100 items on our punch list going all the way back to 1996 that had not been done, okay, in terms of
Hmm.
upgrading the Coliseum. So we're lazy. And we don't, when it comes to sports, we don't have a plan. And,
Yeah.
and so we could do like LA Live. We could have all this stuff that's exciting going around us. Like right now, I'm in suburban Atlanta for my mom, and even though I have my place by the lake, but uh, every place is doing something exciting. But
Hmm.
Oakland doesn't do anything exciting, and it's always, well, who is this for, as opposed to how do we build it to make it for everybody. So what do we lose? You have what, 2,000 people employed at a Raiders game, right? Gone. Uh, Probably an equivalent number for Warriors game, move over to San Francisco, but gone from Oakland. Uh, you have these bozos that say, well, we never got anything from it, but we didn't build anything at the Coliseum to have a first class restaurant. When I had my proposal to build the Raiders Stadium there, Pat Cashmere for the city said, well, there's 1,000-room hotel rooms and it's not going to work because no one's going to stay there. I said, you mean to tell me that I can't fill 1,000-room hotel
Hmm.
for the playoffs for the MLB? Doesn't that sound crazy to you?
Hmm.
That's what he
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
okay? And he says that stuff. And he hired me in 86, economic development guy, all right? This is the kind of people that were working. I'm sorry, Pat, but I'm just laying it on the line. This is what screws up Oakland.
It is kind of interesting because when I came here from the East Coast, it was in 2009, and I was at the lake, and I said, "Wow." I saw like the potential for the lake, and I was wondering what was happening in terms of urban planning, um, and how the city was going to sort of use that, and like you said, really like premeditated. You have to be premeditated about it. And the other area that I found was interesting was also the school system, where, you know, on the East Coast, there's a huge partnership between all the universities, all the colleges, where and they bring their programs to K through 12. Like you could, go to school for free at most of the institutions if you were in high school. You could, like K through 12, there was a whole set of programs around literacy, just like really planned, thought out, premeditated. and implemented across the city of Boston.
We had that. We had that when my mom brought me here to Oakland in April 8th of 74 because of school in Chicago. I had to either fight or play basketball to be respected. I did. And we came here because, well, I keep saying here, but I mean Oakland. We're not there right now, but we went there because the school system was better financed at the time. And if you wanted to get into Berkeley, you had the A plan, A through something, okay. But you could go to community colleges and they were free. And even at Berkeley, if I had 1 year residency, I could go and get my graduate degree for $1,200 a semester. And that was it. Now, Berkeley is as expensive, as a number of private schools, and the funding from the state to the University of California system has flipped in such a way that about 20% of it is public and the rest is private. It used to be the other way. When I was going to there, 74% of the budget was from the public sector, was from the state of California. That's why it was so cheap. But then Howard Jarvis and Paul Gann came along, and they managed to get California voters to sign into law as the initiative Proposition 13. And I remember being on a street corner on the corner of 40th near 40th and Broadway, waiting on the a type of 58 bus that would take you to Skyline High from there, and because we lived in Emeryville for a beat, and this older white lady basically telling me about how, because I asked her what she thought of Prop 13. I was like 16 years old, and she said, I want it because I want my property taxes lower because the property taxes were 16%. They were sky high. But I'm down 1%. But I said, if you do that, I won't be able to go to enjoy the kind of schooling I've had. She said, you don't understand. I have to maintain my house and blah, 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 blah. And that's the problem. Yeah. So what happened was that Prop 13 passed. And by 1987, our ability to enjoy a well-funded community college system was completely depleted. Okay? Completely defeated. Yeah, the 51 line, Eric. Thank you. Not 50, the 51 line was completely depleted. Okay? And in fact, Eric goes to 51A. They had a special 51A to go to Skyline. Okay? But I used to call it the 51AS, but that's another story. Anyway, the point is that that's the passage of Proposition 13 wrecked the system that you say other states have, that we had. California and Oakland enjoyed that. And that's a big reason why we're in the situation we are now.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Zenny. I appreciate it.
Thank you for stopping by. It made the show a classic. Thank you. Who are you voting for mayor? For Oakland. What do you think of our current mayor, my god sister?
Wait, say that again.
I said, who are you voting for mayor, and what do you think of our current mayor, my god sister, Libby Schaff?
Oh,
there's no right answer here, by the
way. I plead the fifth. I need to look at all the candidates. There's only two, right?
No, there's officially there's four. Okay. There's Gregory Hodge.
Tell me who they? Yeah.
Gregory Hodge. I forgot Tyson's last name. Derek Sue, who's homeless, and Lauren Taylor, who's current District 6 council member, and then Alisa Victory Villanueva, if I am by memory recollecting her name properly. I think I lost you, but those are the candidates right now officially. I mean, by that, I mean if you go to Oakland elections, or if you go to oaklandnews.now.com, and actually I'll show you where to go where you can see the who's running for the office right now. I will try to pull this up, and then I'm going to have to go for Monday Night Football here in a second, folks. It's about to start. Go Ravens. There is the page as that's opening. I will bring this in. Hold on a second. Let me click share screen here. Right there. No, that's not. Is that the one I want? Maybe is that the one I want, or is it this one? That one. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So that's Oakland News Now. If you go to Oakland News Now, folks, and all you got to do is you scroll down, see this menu, right? You see City Council. Okay. Let me try that again. See this menu, right? And you just go where it says City Council. See how it's this? It says Oakland Elections. You press that, and there's a little money-making ad for me, but there it is. All right, that's where you can find out who's running for what. Just scroll down a little bit. Public access portal. Click on and click on get. Click on get started now. Like that. Wait, and it will port over to the next page, which is that one. See that? Okay, boom. And scroll down here, and voila. Find candidates and measures by election. And here you are. It's 2000. We have the general election. It says 11/04/2024, but then you've got the one that is closest to us, which is, of course, 2022 next year. You click on candidates, you get this whole list, right? So you've got city auditor. You want to see who's running right now. You click on that. There's nobody running. Okay. You click on this. Nikki Fortunato Bass is running for re-election for District 2. She's a current Oakland City Council president. Then for District 4, Shang Tao is running for re-election. Some say she's going to run for mayor. I think she needs to stick and run for re-election. Then City Council, District 6, Lauren Taylor is not only running for re-election, but running for mayor, which is illegal, folks. You cannot do that. You have to have your name taken off, okay? Keep that in mind. Lauren is playing a game here. Gotta take that off there, okay? And then you've got Oakland Unified School District directors for Districts 2, 4, and 6. And then, of course, mayor, where you've got this list, okay? And you've got, actually, we have somebody that's added. We have a new name. We have Gregory Hodge, Tyson Jordan, Stephen Scherer, Derek Sue, Lauren Taylor, and Elisa Victory Villanueva. So now we have 5 candidates. And folks, that list is going to double when all is said and done, okay? That list is going to double when all is said and done, all right? Anyway, great show. On longer than I thought. Oh, by the way, here she's back. Oh, you're back. I was about to close out the show. Great show.
Yes, sorry about that.
Yeah, did you see who's running for mayor now? Did you see that? Oh, you're back. I was about to close out the show. Great show.
Yes, sorry about that.
Did you see who's running for mayor now?
Did I see who?
Turn your volume off.
Okay.
Not my show. Okay, there you go. Now, can you hear me? Okay. No, I don't mean turn your mic off, but you had volume where it was coming someplace else. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Kill that echo. There you go. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Okay. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. These are the people running for mayor here. All right. Now let me see if I can enlarge this, and I've got to hurry up and then close this down. Zoom in, view, zoom in there. Okay, so you've got, like I said, Nikki Bass is running for re-election in District 2. Shang Tao, District 4, she claims she's running for mayor. Lauren Taylor is listed as running for re-election in District 6, but he's also listed as running for election for mayor. You cannot do that. That is actually against the law to have your name up both times, okay? Gregory Hodge, Tyron Jordan, Stephen Scherer is a new addition, don't know who he is. Derek Sue is the homeless person I was mentioning. Lauren Taylor, who I just mentioned, and then Elisa Victory Villanueva. So those are the people running for mayor. If you want to find out, where they are and how to get a hold of them, all you got to do is go to oaklandnewsnow.com here, and we get to oaklandnewsnow.com. Just scroll down, and where it says City Council over here, it says Oakland Elections. You click on that. It takes you directly to the City of Oakland Electronic Disclosure System. Click on Get Started Now, and you're right back to where we were. You just scroll down. You've got the whole list here of elections. See that? And you just click on 11/08/2022, candidates, measures, independent expenditures, FPPC 497 contributions. Got that?
Yeah, thank you.
You got it.
I'll check it out. The last thing I was going to say, when I first came to California in 2009, it was a wild governor's race. And I was like, Gary Coleman, just all the whole list. But then we had our own experience here. And I've never experienced races like this. But there was a man that was running for City of Oakland, and he had the community improvement plan. What was his name? I can't remember. Do you remember his name? He ran for governor, and he also ran for, and he was on Jimmy Kimmel because his plans were
Paul. Yeah, he was a nutcase.
Yeah. What was his name?
Paul. Paul.
Yeah. He was Asian American. I can't remember. He had the community improvement plan.
Yeah, he also brandished a gun.
Yes, yeah. 2009 was my introduction to California elections.
In Oakland. Yeah, no, he wasn't exactly good for Oakland. I'm not even sure he was good for himself, but I hope he's seen better days than the way he presented himself then. That's as much as I'll say about that.
Yeah.
All right. I got to get going.
Thank you. Have a good night. Appreciate it. Okay, no problem. Okay, bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks a lot. And subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com. That ends this broadcast. We'll be back later.